Yo, what up, everybody? Welcome to Lateral Move. No PC culture, all comedy, everything. We keeping it 1,000. I'm RJ Bam. I appreciate y'all listening. How y'all doing? I'm good. I'm very good. I've had some time to hang out with some friends recently over the weekend. Me and my girl, we went and celebrated our friend's birthday. It's finally birthday season because I think we're at the time of the year where a lot of our friends have birthdays around the same time. So we will be going out a lot probably. I don't know. Also, yesterday I hung out with a couple of my homies that I haven't seen in a while, so that was always fun catching up. But we were talking at the birthday dinner. We had a group of people out there. A lot of them, a lot of ethnic people at this party. Bunch of Asians, bunch of different types of Asians. We had a black guy. We had a white dude. We had some other white people. We had a Mexican. Oh, it was eclectic. It was a good old time, man. We had the Oriental Asians. We had the Indian Asians. We had, it was lit in terms of diversity. But we were all talking, not all of us, because we were at a long table, so half the table was talking. My side of the table looked like it was having a good old time. We were having fun. The other side of the table looked like it had a bunch of boring ass motherfuckers sitting over there. I don't know what to tell you. You boring. Be less boring. Yo, I'm so sick. I've talked about this a lot. This isn't even what I wanted to talk about. But yeah, how are people so boring? Some people just have nothing to talk about. Be more interesting. Okay? Why are you so boring? Do you have nothing going on in your life? I mean, I get it. Okay, if you're hot as fuck, I understand why you never developed a personality. I get it, right? People always trying to talk to you, people always hitting on you. They won't leave you alone. They just will. They're always coming up to you, trying to chat it up, trying to get in your pants, trying to get some of that titty action going in their mouth and shit. They're trying to finger fuck you. If you're a girl, if you're a guy, they might be trying to finger fuck you. That booty. I don't know. I don't know what you into. I don't know what you like. All I know is you have no personality because you're so damn hot. But people that are not hot, that got no that are boring. What are you doing? You ain't even got an excuse. Not like nobody has an excuse really, but you really ain't got no excuse. What have you been doing for the last, I don't know, 25 years of your life? No one ever told you to be interesting. You ain't got, I don't know. That's what most people I feel. I feel like most people are fucking boring. They're just a fucking collective group of yes people that just see some shit on the internet and then just repeat it ad nauseum. I feel like most people, and then people that are, like most people that are kind of funny are just like meme page funny, They're just, I don't know if they just saw some shit online or what, but they just repeat it. And you're just like, I think I've seen that joke. I don't know what I'm talking about. All I know is the other side of that table was quiet and boring. I'm like, you guys look like y'all at a fucking awake. What's going on? It's lit and it's loud. There's food. There are drinks. You would think the alcohol would liven you up something. No, still boring. I don't get it. How are you? I don't get it. I do not get some people. Some people are just built to be alone. I don't know. How are you getting anyone to hang out with you? I don't even know what, like, if I was a fly on the wall of your group of friends' conversations and just listening, I'd probably get killed because I'd fall asleep and they'd be like, oh, there's a fly on the wall. Kill that motherfucker. And I'll be dead. Because you literally put me to sleep with your boring ass conversations. But our side of the group, we were talking about race, as we do. And it was a white dude, a black dude, me, Indian girl, Asian girl, another Asian girl, different Asian girls, a Mexican dude, whatever. We had a big group, right? And we're talking about races and how I think the conversation started because I originally said, yo, if I died and came back, I would want to come back white. And then I said, never mind, that was stupid. Why did I say that? I would re-up as what the fuck I am right now because I'm right in the middle, is how that conversation started. And then, because I said white, and they're like, really? And I was like, actually, you know what? You're right. I changed my mind. I'm re-upping on beige again, right? Because I'm right in the middle. And then because if you looked at the group we were in, I was literally right in the middle of all the gradient of colors, skin tones that we had at this party. And we were talking about it, and we're not just talking about like race being the biggest issue, where it's like, obviously if you're gonna get treated differently if you're black versus white. We weren't even talking about that because that's too obvious. We were talking more like, even within each segmented culture or race, there's a race issue. Like with Asians, you want to be the lightest color Asians. If you're a Filipino, you want to be the lightest color Filipino because you just get treated differently. If you're a black dude, you want to be the lightest color black dude. You want to be the light skinned version of whatever your race is. And we started that because I was talking to the black dude, and the black dude, cause he kind of right now, he's not really super dark, but he's not super light either. He's kind of like a little like a coffee colored, right? Nah, he not even coffee colored. I'm coffee colored. That motherfucker's like chocolate brown. He's like a milk chocolate, right? And I was talking to him, and I was like, yo, why do light skinned black dudes? I swear to God, light skinned black dudes are the most brolic dudes I've ever met. Why they got a chip on their shoulder all the time, man? You got an easy ass life. The bitches like you more than the dark skinned dudes. You know what I'm saying? If you light skinned, you 100% got a better shot at cracking at a chick than a dark skinned dude. They gotta be real man specific if they're going after the dark skinned dude. You know, if they're going after Igbo, you know what I'm saying? If they're going after the motherfucker from the Congo, they got a type. But if they just going after you, cause you know. And he was like, man, they just got a chip on, even though they got the bitches coming at them, they're not viewed out as tough enough to be black by the black dudes. You know what I'm saying? The darker skinned dudes don't view them as tough, and they just always got a chip on their shoulder. Cause I'm like, yo, light skinned dudes are, out of all the black friends that I've had, most of the people that have gotten in fights have been the light skinned dudes. It's like they got something to prove while they out there. And so he was explaining that to me, and I was like, man, that's wild to just let somebody else get power over you like that. You just you just gave it all up. Like, someone says one thing, and you're like, you ready to fight and shit, and I would never let anybody have power over me like that. You know, I'm like, I don't give a fuck what you think. You don't live my life. You don't walk in these shoes. You could walk in these shoes if you the same size, but that's not what we're talking about, man. I'm talking about literally walking in my shoes in life. But we were just talking about it, and I was like, yeah, you always want to just be the light-skinned version of whatever your race is, because there's a reason why Beyonce is Beyonce and Solange is Solange. It's just how it works. It was kind of an interesting topic of discussion. Why is that, man? Why we just like lighter skin colors? We just like the lighter version, except for white, man. I feel like when people get too white people are the only ones that are like, I want to be tan, I want to get dark, and then we look at the tan version because all these bitches putting filters and shit on IG, they want to get lighter. I mean, they want to get darker. You know what I'm saying? They want to add some melanin to their skin because that pasty white, that shit ain't cracking no more, right? Back in the day, it might have been, but not anymore. So white people are the only ones that are trying to get darker, but everybody else, like, they want to be light skinned, right? Because ain't nobody trying to be the red-eyed vampire albino motherfucker. That's not a good look. And that's kind of sucks to them, because even if they try to they're allergic to the sun. Even if they try to get some of that melanin on, they got to do straight chocolate face. They got to do chocolate face just to be able to get some melanin, or to appear like they got to just albino bitches would have to straight up wear so much makeup all over their body. They would look like they were The Rock on the set of a movie. All the makeup and oils and shit. That's wild. Yo, talk about the ultimate catfish. You know what I'm saying? She shows up tan. You wake up in the morning, this bitch is albino. You're like, what the fuck? Did you just... Who is this vampire in my bed that killed the person that I was with last night? But yeah, even like you get like the dark skinned Indians and the light skinned Indians, you obviously are gonna gravitate. If you look at Miss India, I bet you see a light skinned Indian. If you look at I bet you if you look at Miss Nigeria, actually Nigerians are all pretty fucking dark. It's hard to find out. If you look at Miss South Africa, it's probably actually a white girl with blonde hair because South Africa just got blonde haired white people with blue eyes apparently. The white man went down there and never left. But they always just get treated better. I didn't pick it that way. I don't know why it's that way. We just like the lighter skinned versions. But I think at some point we just kind of want to meet in the middle. Once everybody starts fucking, once all the races starts, once these goddamn Japanese and Chinese motherfuckers that only be fucking within their own race, once the world starts mixing, everyone's just gonna be like a nice tan olive beige color, you know, somewhere right in the middle like me. And that's why I want to re-up as myself, you know. Yo, what do you think is gonna happen first? What you think gonna happen first? Everyone in the world ends up the same color, or the world gets hit by like an asteroid and explodes? I'm gonna go with asteroid. Because I think there's way too many fucking people. There's like 8 billion people alive now. That's wild. Yo, how do they even know, man? How do they even know the fucking... Like China? How you know there's like 3 billion people in China? First of all, so many of them motherfuckers look alike. How you even differentiate between the two different people? You know what I'm saying? I feel like if you taking the population... If you taking the population survey or whatever the fuck... In China, you gotta divide that shit by 1,000 because you bound to repeat the same person at least 1,000 times. You gotta reverse that. You gotta divide that by 1,000. So if you do 2 billion divided by 1,000, you know that's only like, I don't know, 200,000 apparently people in China. Same thing with India, pretty much. Yo, you know what's funny? Like it's racist to say people look alike, but fucking people look alike, yo. They're like, maybe it's only racist if you white and say that shit. Yo, but like, there's so many, yo, like white people, you think that like if, like we live now in America, so we know what white people look like and shit like that, but if you like took 500 white dudes and dropped them off in China, you don't think everyone in China would be like, yo, look at all these white people. They do look alike because they never see white people. They're like, yo, they all look the same. You know? Just like if you got dropped off in the middle of Cambodia, you'd be like, yo, these Cambodian bitches, I said hi to one of them and now I lost which one I just was talking to because they all look the same. Same thing with, you know, everybody looked the same. Fucking everybody looked the same, man. It's wild. The only thing that differentiates us in America is because everyone got different styles. People be intermixing. That's why nobody like really looks alike. But if you go to one of these countries where everybody only fucks the same, what the fuck am I trying to say? People only fuck the same, not just the race, but like the same nationalistic. I don't know what I'm trying to say, bro. Everybody in Nigeria only fuck Nigerians, bro. Everybody in China only fuck Chinese. Everybody in Japan only fucks Japanese. And then you just got a whole line of, oh, what are you? Oh, you Japanese mixed with more Japanese? That's what's up. You look Japanese. So do you and that dude and her and him. They all look alike. That's wild. I mean, obviously, if you want to like fucking go into details, you can differentiate, but like for the most part, if you just only fucking the same race, y'all gonna look alike. which is wild because apparently at one point there was all just one race, and then we all separated and became different races. But then, and then everything comes full circle because at some point we all gonna be one race again. The world was here and then it spread out, and then at some point it's got to come back together on the opposite side, don't it? Don't it? I don't know how plate tectonic shit works. I just know shit is moving beneath the earth. That's why we got volcanoes. That's why we got earthquakes. Something or another about that. I don't know. Hey man, say what's up to Groot. I found a new feng shui for the podcast. Oh no, he died. Oh fuck, he died, and he landed on my toe, and that didn't feel good at all. Come here, Groot. Stupid motherfucker, just saying 5 words the whole time. 3 words. Sit your ass up. Don't fall again, or I'll slap the shit out of you. And of course, my Russian doll's back. Now, we were having that light skin conversation, and but before that, we because we went out for our friend's birthday, but that was on Saturday, and then on her actual birthday, we went out and just had like a small dinner, and we were all chatting it up. We went and got sushi, and we were chatting it up, and at some point, two of the people had a inside joke going on about like being autistic, about the dude being autistic, and then we were like, what are you talking about? And he said that there was a joke because he was at a party one time, and he has said that he had made a joke about being autistic, and then turns out there was a bitch that actually was a school teacher that taught kids with autism, and then he said that shit got real awkward. And I was like, damn, you should have definitely played that off better. If that's the case, then you should have just, I would have been like, if she was like, you're autistic? Because I teach autistic kids. I would have been like, ice cream. And then he was like, yo, I said I was autistic, not retarded. And I was like, motherfucker, look, obviously, if you retarded, you ain't just gonna be like, I'm retarded. Because nobody that's retarded says that shit. But if you retarded and you were like, oh, I'm autistic, then it's cute as shit. You're like, oh, this little retarded boy think he autistic. That's like the most cute shit ever. Like he's downplaying what he got because he want to be viewed in a better light. You know what I'm saying? So that's some cute ass shit. That's him stepping up to the plate saying, yo, I'm gonna take one for the team. Yo, I'm a little tardy, but I'm autistic today because I'm trying to prove myself. That's some cute ass shit. Only someone who was retarded would say they were autistic. You know what I'm saying? Because they're too retarded to know the difference. And then he was just, yeah, that they were just like, wow, really? You're gonna drop that at sushi at dinner? I'm like, yo, well, yeah, motherfuckers is pulling back right now. God damn it, comedy podcasts and shit. I can only say that shit on the podcast. Apparently, I can't drop this shit at dinner. But last night at dinner, we were talking, and one of my guy friends was mentioning this, and he was saying some wild shit he was talking about an ex, and I'm not gonna get into super details, but he was mentioning basically that she had some kind of weird thing. She was this crazy bitch, and she had this weird thing that like it was insecurity mixed with a control thing, and I'm not gonna try to like find the psychology behind why she is what she is, but like she didn't want nudity around him. Anything that had to do with nudity, whether it be porn or other girls, and she had like if a girl was walking around in a sports bra, she would just jet the fuck off, and it would like just amplify her, because like she was fine with her seeing it, but she wasn't fine with him seeing it. And so they were like, one time they were like hanging out, and they were like trying to watch a TV show, and she was like, yo, you can't watch that TV show because it got titties in it. And it wasn't even like Entourage where there's, or like, you know what I mean, or like a show. It wasn't even like a HBO Stars type show that just got titties. It wasn't like, you know, Game of Thrones fucking type shit. It was just like, I don't remember what show it was, but it just had like titties in a couple of the scenes, and she was like, "You can't watch that show," and he was like, "That's kind of weird. Why would you try to put restrictions on that?" And then I was like, "Man, that's really weird because that just means that she's insecure and shit." And then the conversation went and said, "But she said it was a great show," and I was like, "Wait, hold, stop. You telling me this bitch watches this show, likes this show, is a fan of this show, but she don't want you to watch this show because it got titties in it. Because she's so insecure that it's just gonna make her unhappy for you to even know that titties exist in the world." And he was like, "Yeah." And then he was like, "Yo, I've seen titties before, right?" And she was like, No, I know. It's just a weird thing that I have." And I was like, you opened the door just now. That's a bad move. Now you just opened the door, and now she's about to get weird. She's like, I know. What are you watching? He's like, huh? She's like, what do you probably watch porn and stuff. And he was like, uh-huh. She was like, you probably, do you watch porn? And he was like, yeah. She's like, "Yeah." And then, you know what I mean? Like, and it was just like, and then they got into a big ass argument about it or something. But the point is like, that's crazy. And it goes back to what I was mentioning earlier, but that's crazy. And I hope you crazy bitches realize that is crazy. But like, you're literally giving your power away. And by power, I mean like your own happiness is you're just like, let me give you a little bit of that here. You take some of my happiness here. You take some of that. I'm just going to be miserable over here, because you literally are trying to control shit that you can't control. Instead of controlling the shit that you can control, you're so wrapped up in insecurity and shit that you're trying to control shit you can't control. And what you can control is, and I'm not saying it's going to be easy, but like you can control how you, man, I don't even want to say how you feel about it, but how you react to things. And then the more you react to things a certain way, you become more accustomed to not feeling a certain way. You can control how much time you spend towards bettering yourself and becoming a better version of you. You can control like the amount of self-love you give, because only somebody that doesn't have any self-love or confidence is going to act that way, because otherwise you just be like, yeah, the titties are everywhere. That shit's crazy. That bitch got big ass titties. Ain't that bitch got big ass titties? You're like, yeah, that bitch got big ass titties. You know what I'm saying? Like, only somebody with a lot of confidence and a lot of a good body image or whatever the fuck, man. Like, you got confidence issues, you got body issues, go fucking work out. And, you know, the amount of effort you put in, you'll see the result. However much effort you put in is how much result you're going to get back. Consistency, all this shit. Small little steps that you can take to be a better version of you and keep that control. Like, I refuse to let anybody have that control over me where they can just say something or do something and it just triggers me like that. It's wild. Especially on something where it's like, yo, I can do this, but you can't do this. Oh, what do we, bye yesterday. Already, bitch, bye. That's wild. That was a wild conversation. And I mean, it is interesting. And because, and I say this for anyone listening, if you got a girl and you listen to the story and you're like, yo, that bitch crazy. Hey, praise your girl that ain't crazy. You know what I'm saying? You got a queen at home that don't treat you like that. Yo, go home and eat that bitch's box tonight. And you know what I'm saying? Like, rub them titties, give her a massage. I don't know what that bitch likes. Light a candle, drop the hot wax on her back. I don't, whatever she into, do that shit for her. Because she ain't crazy like some of these bitches. Because some of these bitches out here are crazy. Knowing full well that they're crazy and not taking steps to not be crazy. Now that's crazy. For you to know that you acting wild and out of control and just accepting the fact that you're like, yep, it's just what I do. It's just how I am. No, bitch, work on that. Always work on that. You can't just be like, yo, would you ever be like, yo, I didn't never learn how to walk, so I just don't walk. I crawl everywhere. Huh? What? Go walk. Go hold on to the wall, hold on to shit until your leg muscles get strong enough to hold you up and start walking. Don't just be like, this is how it is. No, it's not how it is. I mean, you can do that. You can definitely do that. And we call those people single for life. You ain't never gonna have a relate. And we call those people 12 cat owners. You know what I'm saying? Or owner of 12 cats. You only. So you telling me that if you owned a dog and that dog got excited about another human being, would you be like, yo, what the fuck, dog? You don't fucking look at him and wag your tail. You don't wag your tail around anybody else but me. Because that's what I would assume that you would do, because you're crazy. Why would you, especially if you're in a relationship with somebody, why would you want to make your partner feel like they can't be themselves? Or why would you want your partner to feel like they're walking on eggshells, or like that they're... Now there's like if you're like, there's boundaries, right? So every relationship has boundaries. Every relationship has a set structure, if you will, like, because everybody is different. But there's some universal things that I think most people should follow. And I think, like, I don't know, you can do whatever you want to. I'm just saying, for me personally, control is the last thing that I would want. First of all, I don't even want to control anybody else except for sexually. But if, like, I think the more freedom you give somebody, the more they're gonna go, yo, my partner's fucking cool. I'm gonna be more loyal to the partner that I'm with because they're so fucking cool. Like, how dope are they? I've been with people that are crazy, and you're the fact that you trust me, and trust is another thing. It's like it's a reflection on trust. And I see that I'm at 27 minutes, and we all know how this Sony camera works. So around 29 minutes, I'm gonna stand up and go over there. But the fact, and I'm sorry if this is not funny, but this is just some shit I gotta get off my chest. I'm trying to find the funny in this. Trust me, I'm always trying to find the funny. But, like, that would, like, telling somebody that they can't watch, that would be like knowing, and nah, that's not it. That would be like eating strawberries. That would be like bringing a bowl of strawberries, freshly ripened, delicious, succulent, mouth-watering strawberries in a big bowl, freshly washed, up to your bed, and sitting down in your bed, and your partner coming in and sitting down with you and being like, oh my God, are those strawberries? I fucking love strawberries. They're so delicious. And you being like, man, that shit really needs to start making some noise. I don't even think the people that are watching this on the YouTube, I don't think anybody watching the video aspect of this even heard that strawberries one. But I was basically saying that it's like eating a bowl of strawberries, some beautiful strawberries, delicious strawberries, and telling your partner he can't have none, You wouldn't do that. People are so weird. It's taboo. Sex is so taboo. Like, we all, as human beings, want sex. I want to have sex. You want to have sex. Everybody wants to have sex. And if they didn't, populations wouldn't be increasing at the rate that they are. So we have decided, yes, so the fact everybody wants to have sex once they're of age, right? Yet it's so taboo that if you're single, you got nobody saying nothing to you, but it's so taboo that once you get in a relationship, you stop talking about sex. Like, you stop mentioning anything that's sex related that doesn't have to do with your partner, which is weird. You know, like, I don't know. You don't have to do It's not like y'all gotta watch porn together or some shit, but like, it's just weird. It's just like a taboo subject that nobody wants to talk about. Like, yeah, like, and if they do, people just get uncomfortable. Do I know why? I don't know why. People just insecure, I guess. Maybe they got cheated on. Maybe something in their past triggers it. Who knows? But yeah, it was just a wild story that I was like, yo, some bitches just crazy like that. Some bitches just don't even want you. Like, some girls are so crazy that, yo, here's an example. Like, some girls are so crazy that you and your girl could be on the elevator, right? You guys are on the elevator. You get in on the lobby. You hit 5. You're like, we got to go to the 5th floor because that's where the fuck we're meeting, whatever the fuck we're doing. And all of a sudden the elevator stops at level 2, opens because someone also needs to go up. It opens. You and your girl stand there, and this girl with a fucking shirt cut down to her belly button with big ass titties hanging out, literally no bra, fake titties, just hanging the fuck out, almost nipple showing. Areola's barely showing, big ass perfect titties, walks in, and your girl is like, sees her, and then is eyeballing you, and you are like, and then you, like, if you look at that girl's titties, like, when that girl gets off, she's gonna be like, what the fuck did you look at that bitch's titties for? And it's like, because, so why would you get mad at me because some bitch with her titties hanging out just got in the elevator? Why aren't you mad at her that she's walking around? Or, why don't you shut the fuck up, bitch? Okay, here's the example. It's because that's wild to me. That's crazy. What the fuck are you talking about? Some bitch just walked in with half-ass naked titties hanging out and you think I'm not gonna look? Did you look? You looked, didn't you? Then shut the fuck up. What are you talking about? If a dude walked in, instead of that girl, if a dude walked in with his dick hanging out, sat in there, he got in on the 2nd floor, he goes up to the 3rd floor, gets out. When he gets out and the door closes, I'm gonna look over you and be like, you see that motherfucker's dick hanging out? That's crazy. I can't believe that guy's just walking around with his dick hanging out. Do you think that he doesn't know his dick is hanging out? Do you think that, is he blind? He can't be blind because he's walking around, but do you think he's lost all sensitivity in his dick from masturbating so much that he doesn't even realize his dick is hanging out? He can't feel the wind blowing on his dick. He thinks his dick is in his pants, but it's actually outside of his pants. Do you think that's what's going on? That's crazy. I can't believe that dude just walked in with his dick hanging out. I mean, you saw it, right? I saw it. I mean, how did we should have taken a picture with him. That's how that conversation would go. But girls are not the same way. I mean, some girls are. I don't know. But girls would just like stare at you and be like, make the wrong move. I fucking dare you. And it's like, all right, you want to play this game? I'll make the wrong move, and you know what? I'll defend myself to it because that's crazy. What she just did was crazy. That bitch just came out here. If I walk around with my balls hanging out, like, you know what I'm saying? If I walked in an elevator with my balls hanging out, somebody else would be like, oh, put your balls away, bro. But if a girl walks in with her titties hanging out, ain't no girl going, oh, put your titties away, bitch. She's looking at her boyfriend ready to yell at him. What the fuck is going on? Where did these weird fucking guidelines and, like, that's not normal. We've already established that I'm not gonna fuck anybody else, but if somebody comes in with their fucking genitalia hanging out, I get yelled at for it? Get the fuck out of here with that shit. Huh? You gonna yell at me? Because she came in with her pussy hanging out and shit? Like, what are you... That's wild. That's wild that you would... The audacity to yell at me. Some bitches are like that though, man. So if you got a good one, I guess what I'm trying to get around to is, if you got one that ain't like that, hey, wife that bitch up, bro. Wife that bitch up because you got a good one. I don't give a fuck about if she's the most boringest person on the planet. If she don't give you shit for that, wife her. Lock that bitch down, okay? Need you to, or if you don't even want to do that, at least go home and eat that box, son. Eat it good too. Make the noises. I don't know what she likes. Do whatever. Go swimming down there. Because, yeah, I don't know. And you know what I've noticed, man? Because girls pretend like they like football now. Because they don't like football. I think they just like the athletes. Do they really give a fuck about football? Or are they trying to impress the dudes that are around them to seem more viable for breeding? Because that's what I think it is. I think girls that pretend to like football are either into the players, or attracted to the players, or attracted to athletes, or they're attracted to the group of guys that they're hanging out with pretending to like this game. Now, they might actually learn the game, the knowledge of the game, blah, 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 blah. Now, do they actually do that because they enjoy football, or are they trying to seem more like the cool chick that's all down with hanging out with dudes and guys? She's just looking for an extra fucking leveling up on some of the other bitches that aren't into football. Where dudes are like, yo, my bitch don't like football. She's fucking annoying. She won't shut the fuck up during the games. Like, she hates when I watch football. And she's like, oh, your girl hates football? I don't hate football. You should hang out with me. We can watch football together. Hee hee. You know, I think it's one of those kind of things. But regardless of what it is, these bitches that like football, there's some bitches that will watch football and pretend to like it. And then there's girls that will go one step further and play fantasy football. Now, these bitches that are playing fantasy football are the most ruthless fantasy football players ever. And I say this because they don't give a fuck. They don't know shit about football. They probably don't know shit about I mean, they might, but I swear to God, dude, girls that play fantasy football and draft, either auto draft, because they don't know what to do. They're just like, I'll just let it auto draft. They're picking fucking players by color and not the color of their skin. I'm talking about like their jersey color. They're like, oh, wow, that's a cool color. I like pink. Ain't no pink teams. I like that lime green. I like that fucking, that Jacksonville turquoise or whatever the fuck. And she just happened to pick up Gardner Minshew or some shit like that. Or like she's like, oh my, or actually they pick off of players that they're attracted to. Those bitches always win the fantasy league. Always. Every single time. They just so happen to pick the players that didn't get injured that year. They just so happen to pick the players that that just went off every fucking week. They're the players that they'll go fucking undefeated or maybe lose 1 or 2 games the entire season. And those bitches win fantasy leagues. And it is the most frustrating shit I've ever seen. I don't think there's few things that make me want to throw my phone against the wall. One being when my girl hits me up about leaving her entire lunch and food for the day at home and me offering to take it to work only to find out she left 2 fucking eggs. That made me want to throw my phone against the wall. The other thing is when these fantasy bitches win leagues because they auto-drafted or picked their fucking team based on who they found attractive on the team. Get the fuck out of here. And because like they just always pick the players that didn't get injured. They never have to go on the waiver wires. It's frustrating. And I play fantasy every year, and I hate playing fantasy. It makes me stop enjoying football. Because at least when I don't play fantasy, I can just sit on Sundays and watch the game and be like, I just want to see great games. I want to see the divisional matchups. I want to see what rookies come in and do well. I want to see who has a good second season. I want to see if someone can repeat. I want to see all this shit. I want to see greatness when I watch sports. And then I'm sitting on Sundays stressing because my player is the player not getting thrown to. Okay? This goddamn quarterback keeps spreading the field, not throwing it to the one fucking receiver that I got. What's wrong with you, Alex Smith? He ain't even playing no more. But he was like a perfect example of that. Or my players, as per usual, my first 2 picks always get injured. My first 2 picks, season-ending injuries. Every single time. Now, I heard Saquon is back. I heard he's not back, but he's like practicing again already. Good for him, man. I don't know what the fuck that means. That probably just means he's just not in a boot anymore and he's just doing some light drills. It said 8 weeks. But those bitches win fantasy leagues and basically just fuck those bitches, man. I'm just taking my frustration out on them, man. Because it happens every year. If you got a girl in your league that drafted based on who she found attractive, she gonna win. She gonna win the league. Don't even, just give him the money. Just give your money away and don't expect none of it back because you already lost because she's in the league. It's wild, bro. Oh, that reminds me. There was this old man that did you see this, guys, on online? This old motherfucker bet $3.5 million on a straight bet for the Astros to win the World Series. And because the Astros were a plus 220 to win. So if you bet 100, you get 220. And he bet $3.5 million. And the payout is 11.2. So it's like, so after taxes and shit, you get like 7.7. Dude. And like I saw the picture, him motherfucker got a fucking briefcase of $1 million in cash that he placed that bet with. And like, how much money do you got? By the way, was that somebody famous or just a random old dude that had the money? Because I don't know who old people are. I don't know what old people look like. If somebody knows the name of that person and is somebody famous, then I might be like, oh, that makes more sense. But this old motherfucker bet $3.5 million for just an 11 million payout. 11.2 million payout. That's not that much, man. Especially after taxes, you're only gonna get 7.7. Now, 7.7 is like you tripled your money, you know? You definitely tripled your money. Yeah, you almost exactly tripled your money after taxes. But also, you almost lost $2.5 million on a bet. Now, if you got the money to just be throwing that away, whatever. Obviously, he do because he placed that bet. But that's low stakes, bro. Like, I mean, granted, like, the Astros are probably the favorite to win the World Series. I think they got, like, home field advantage throughout the entire thing. So, like, so he's playing the odds. But, like, to bet $2.5 million only for a 7.7 payout after taxes seems irresponsible, really. Like, but this motherfucker, how much you want to bet? And he old, bro. He like 85 years old. He looked like he on death's door. It's probably, if he wins, the absolute enjoy and excitement from winning would probably send his heart into overdrive, and he would just get the shock, the excitement, the palpitations. He gonna die if he wins. And who gonna get that money? Who gonna get that money, man? Because you know what's gonna happen? He's gonna be like, I won! Heart attack, and someone gonna grab that ticket and just bounce out. Because, hey, it don't matter. I got the ticket. That's all that matters. That's what Vegas says. Don't lose this ticket. Now, because that's such a wild, extravagant bet, they got video evidence, they got a picture evidence, it's online that he's the one who did it. So if someone just walks in with a $2.5 million Astros straight bet win to the World Series ticket, they'll probably know because they're like, yo, this is a one-of-one ticket that only one person made this bet, and it's that dead motherfucker over there. Did you steal this ticket? No, man, I also made this bet. You didn't see me? Maybe because he's old, you didn't see me. But that just seemed just irresponsible. It's not even a good bet. But I mean, if you bet on the favorites, I mean that's what happens. But like I'm more the type that's not fun for me. You know what I'm saying? That's way too stressful. 2.5 million. I would rather do this. I would rather take $20. This is what I would rather do. I would rather take $20 to the betting table. And even if you bet all the favorites, like pick a parlay of 8 teams across the board, 8 to 10 games across the board on a straight bet with a $20 parlay, that will probably get you a $200,000 payout, depending on what it is. You know what I'm saying? That's more fun of a bet for me. I'm like, yo, that's only $20. It's whatever. I have the chance to win $200,000 off a $20 bet. Now that is gambling. That's what's up. $2.5 million bet, and you're going to possibly lose that. More than likely, you're going to lose that, but there's a chance that you might win 7.7 after taxes. That's not fun. That's stressful as shit. Some people are horrible betters, bro. But that motherfucker must have billions for him to just throw away 2.5 mil like that. Yo, can you imagine if that was like his life savings? Like he just worked his ass off every day since he was 17, all the way till he was 85, and somehow got 2.5 million in the bank, and then he's gonna bet it all and then lose it. Either way, whether win or lose, that motherfucker dying. He's either gonna be dying from a heart attack because of the elation from winning, or he's gonna die of a heart attack because of sadness. One of the two. Yo, also, that old man is an old man that lost his wife. Ain't no old bitch allowing her man to place a $2.5 million bet unless he's a billionaire. But if he ain't a billionaire, that is one single old man. I'll tell you that right now. Yo, did you guys see that Amber Geiger bitch? She was a ex-cop, but she basically shot and killed her neighbor in his apartment. And basically she said that her story was that she mistook his apartment for her own, went in, saw him, and shot him and killed him. And I've never, in my life, walked into the wrong apartment. Even when I was living in one of those apartments where it's like you go down a hallway and there's just door. Even in those type of apartments that look like a hotel rooms, even in apartments like that I've lived in, I've never mistaken my apartment for somebody else's, or somebody else's apartment for mine. Never once has that ever happened. And for this bitch to be a white lady who killed a black dude in his apartment, for that to happen, like, these white bitches are out of control, bruh. These white bitches are out of control. Now, this whole Me Too movement really fucking, she's like, yeah, we got the power now. And then for her to just go out and kill a black man like that, and she got convicted. She's about to get life in jail, I think. You white bitches think y'all like the feminist bitches that are just like, yo, women, the future is feminist. Is like, you really think that like we're not gonna have wars because some bitch is in office? You know what I'm saying? Like, you really think women are the answer to all the problems? No, like, anyone that's like, yo, the future is feminist, like, no, the future should be egalitarian. You know what I'm saying? This should be equal for everybody. The future shouldn't be, you really think all you're doing is putting your psycho in and replacing it with the male psycho. You really think anything's gonna be different? It's just gonna be oppressive in a different way. That's not the future. The future isn't oppressive like that. This is a clear example. These white bitches are out of control. You gave this bitch a gun and firearms training, and now look at her shooting up black dudes that are literally her neighbor. These crazy motherfuckers, like, they really took that Me Too thing and just ran with it. Like, she got so amped up and pumped up, like, we got the power now. We doing this shit. And she just fucking, I don't know what happened. Like, that shit was wild. How you fucking, that motherfucker must have been pissed. She must have hated, I don't know the story. He ain't around to fucking tell it because she killed him. But yeah, she must have hated rap music or something. But maybe he was playing his music too loud. Or maybe she was smoking weed, or he was smoking weed, and she didn't like that, or something. But yeah, the fact that like some places still, like, the fact that NFL still, like, Percy Harvin just came out and said he was high for every game that he's ever played. Calvin Johnson came out and said he smoked weed after every game to help try to like deflect the CTE, try to help with his brain trauma, and also like because the receptor connections and stuff, but also with pain management, especially with pain management and stuff like that. And the fact that like NFL and other organizations still look at weed like it's like it's some detrimental drug, like it should be outlawed in those organizations is wild, man. Because if you have done any research or looked at any documentaries and stuff, they will like if you are hurting before a game, you're like, oh man, my ankle, man, I got these shin splints or whatever. They're like, oh yeah, we good. Come over here. We're gonna wrap your ankle up. We're gonna wrap up your shins. We're gonna massage you out, wrap it up. Take these pills. Take like 17 of these painkillers and get the fuck on the field and play, bro. What the fuck is wrong with you? That's how they treat that shit. They're like, oh, you hurt? Cool. Take these pills, get rid of that pain, go out in the field, make a catch, bitch. That's how they treat these players. And they're literally putting their life on the line every single game. And that's why these holdouts happen, because they're like, yo, I need to get my money. And if I'm an organization, I see where they're coming from in terms of salary caps and blah, blah, blah. And then the players' unions really need to step up and really work those salary stuff. But like the fact that like that weed is still viewed in that way is wild to me. That's wild, because it's the only like there's no like the only thing it does, it makes you hungry, it helps you, that's it. That's why cancer patients be smoking weed. Why do you think they had medicinal marijuana for people going through chemo? You know, you got no appetite going through chemotherapy. This shit's gonna help you with your pain and help you eat, so you ain't gonna lose all your weight. Oh, sounds like you found some treasure drug. Please bring that here. That shit's crazy. That shit is literally nuts. To the fact that you would wanna keep these players fucked up on opioids instead of alcohol, or instead of marijuana. That's wild. I mean, like, look at what happened to, like, in the past and stuff. When you mix CTE with opioids and stuff like that, like, I mean, I remember that one wrestler, Chris Benoit, that motherfucker had all the CTE. He was doing crazy, jumping off the high ropes, landing on his head and shit. He had the craziest CTE. Then you mix that with the opioids that he was taking, mix that with the alcohol he was drinking all the time. That motherfucker went crazy and killed himself and his family. Like, you guys are just setting these players up for disaster after they leave the league, which they only do when you cut them. I mean, and that's why I get so excited when I see players retire early, because I'm like, yo, that player made a decision on his own to retire in his prime. When players retire by 30, I'm like, yo, he's in his prime and he's retiring. That means, one, he handled his money really well. Usually that means their body is so fucked up and in so much pain that they're like, yo, this is not worth it anymore. Because if they were 100% healthy, they wouldn't retire. Let's just be real. But like the game itself is very hard on your body. It's a fucking accident every time you take a hit. It's literally car accident every time you get a hit. And you can only do so much. The human body can only recover so much, so fast, so often. So yeah, when I see players retire at 30, I mean, granted, I know why. It's probably because of pain and longevity of their brain and all this other stuff. But like when I see them retire early, I'm like, yo, big ups to that motherfucker, because. And fuck these fans that are like, oh, you fucking retired, bro. Like, you fucking come back. That's fucking like the fact that Andrew Luck got booed when he gave his retirement speech. Yo, fuck those Colts fans, bro. You guys are the most trash fans ever. First of all, your organization didn't even protect the QB. Didn't even give him a line this whole fucking time that he was there. You fucked up this dude's body. He can't even recover. He can't even play. And then he finally makes the decision to retire because it's literally destroying his life. And you guys have the audacity to fucking boo him and throw shit. Get the fuck out of here, you fucking piece of shit fans. Fuck you. You guys are the worst. The absolute fucking worst. You fucking nothings. You fucking dopes. Doing nothing with your lives. Idiots, bro. Idiots. They don't even know. And the fact that they were the same fans that are up there like, oh, fuck it, I could do that shit. I could do that. Do it. They got open tryouts. Come do an open tryout for the team. Show up to open practice. See what happens. Let's see you get laid the fuck out on the first play. I would love to see that shit. They should literally make a documentary or a TV show about the beginning of every NFL season where they do open tryouts. They should open tryouts with fans and let fans put on pads, and every season let these fans just get laid the fuck out. I would love to see them just get rocked by like an Earl Thomas or a fucking Aaron Donald or somebody, one of these motherfuckers. Just get fucking laid out. Let JJ Watt take one to the dome. See what the fuck happens. Fucking dopes. How dare you? You out of shape fat fuck. Watching this shit from your couch while you eat Cheetos and shit. Yeah. That's pretty much it, man. I think, Hey, you know what pissed me off the other day? Real quick before we left. All my technology shit is out of control. My camera records 30 minutes at a time. It keeps shutting off. Doesn't even make noise. And my phone the other day, I have a alarm set for every fucking day of the week. Every day at the same time. And my phone decided to fucking start. I did one snooze. And then my phone decided to just start updating in the morning. And then so I snoozed, went back to sleep, woke up to the sounds of nature. And I was like, uh-oh, something feels off. This don't seem right. Why am I waking up the birds chirping? And then I look at my phone and I'm late for work. And I look at my phone and I'm like, oh, I gotta be at work in 5 minutes. I'm not gonna be able to make that. So I look at my phone, I'm like, what's going on? It had just finished updating. And during the update, all my alarms, everything got canceled out because obviously the phone is off. Yes! Alright! That's what I was hoping for. Yes! Fucking technology. It's supposed to be helping us. This shit is detrimental, son. Anyway. Yo, I appreciate y'all listening, man. I hope you guys have a great fucking time. This has been Lateral Move. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Stay tuned. I'll talk to you guys next week. Peace.